Hi, it's David Bean Cooley from TV Worth Watching. We're doing Best TV tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday, the 5th of January, and two things before we get to why that's really important. One is it's the season premiere of Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist, and I liked that series on NBC last year, and it's coming back for season 2. So that's something to watch. It's sadder than you'd expect, but also more touching than you might expect. I actually think it's more emotional than This Is Us. So if you like that series on NBC, watch Zoey's. And then there's a documentary series that starts on Netflix called History of Swear Words, and it's hosted by Nicolas Cage. I have no idea why. Probably Samuel L. Jackson was too expensive, but they got Nicolas Cage, and each episode is devoted to a single fucking word. Like shit is the premiere. And this just leaves it open for critics to say this is a really shitty show. This show, I don't give a fuck about this. All the sorts of things that you want to say. It's okay. I think it could be better. I think it's not researched well enough in terms of etymology. It's not as good as it could be. When I interviewed for Deadwood, David Milch, he actually told me more fascinating things about the history of cocksucker than you will get out of this fucking thing. But it's interesting, so watch it. And then finally, there's election night. Cable news devoting all sorts of... In Georgia, we find out basically which party controls the Senate, and whether our next 4 years are going to be much better, not at all better, worse. Worse!
Steve Kornacki here, and I just wanted to say I saw all these incredibly, kind and nice messages everybody had on social media there. I just wanted to say thank you.
It took a couple days to realize that stuff like that was happening, but I started getting family and friends sending me things. There's worse fates in life than that, but some of it made me a little squeamish. It's just but it's all coming from me.
Did this mother just pull out a cat? Steve! Hey, Steve!
We could get the individual county results from the official county website sometimes a little bit faster than it would appear in our system. And the way the election was going, there was such interest in every time there's a new vote in one of these key states. We want to get to it. So it became, a bit of, okay, we just got, 20,000 new votes here in Philadelphia, and they're coming to me. It's not in our system, so all right. Let me do the math myself.
They can process 12. There it is, 26,319. It just came up.
You got the math exactly right.
It worked, but it was probably for the best in that, maybe to give them a chance, kind of show the math, basically.
Let me explain why there is still, I think, a little bit of uncertainty when it comes to calling Pennsylvania, despite what seems to be a very clear trajectory here.
If you're going to have widespread early mail voting, should there be some effort there to coordinate between the states to maybe tighten the window a little bit? Is that feasible? Because it's the processing of these ballots that slowed Pennsylvania down for days. I mean, again, I look at Florida. Florida should be a model for every state in the country because they've got early voting, they've got mail-in voting, they've got same-day voting, they've got 10 million people, voting, and they had the whole state reported out by 11 o'clock on election night. If Florida can do that, I think a lot more states can do that.